POPAVIST made smoother than your smoothest criminal. Shamo, about that money, what we get into. Shamo, about that money, get residuals. Shamo.
Yes, 2 times. Y'all know the vibes. We go ooh la la. She go ooh la la. We go ooh la la. They go ooh la la. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. That's the 2-step, by the way. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop out of the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. POPAVIST TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. If it's your first time, then come on in. Please wipe your feet. Over here, we deal with sports, hip-hop, interviews, Popavisms 101, and motivation. If that sound like something you can rock with, then before you exit and hit stage left, know what I mean? Kindly hit that little subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell. So when I upload the videos, you get alerted. Yeah. And if it's not your first time, and you've been rocking with the channel, then you know how I do. You know how I start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We in the end game. We in the end game because the public, according to the votes and all that, and, you know, the outcries has spoken. That is in New York, that is. Welcome to New York City, my state. Cuomo, the governor, out of here. Do you ever think about when you out of here? Record deal, win video, out of here. Mercedes-Benz and Range Rover, out of here. Like, POPAVIST is a little old school, but we not going out. So, you know, he had his lawyer get on it, you know, the airwaves. Then he followed back up with a live, like, listen, man, I might have called a couple of women, you know, honey, looking good in the dress, ooh, 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 yada, 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 woo, woo, woo. And some of it might have been inappropriate, pretty much. He like, you know, it's old school, new school rules to this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Pretty much, that's what he said. He said sometimes he might have, you know what I mean, went overboard, but didn't really mean to go overboard, and et cetera, et cetera. But he not talking that not resign shit no more. In fact, he did the opposite. After one of his assistants bowed out gracefully, you know what I mean? Now he's bowing out gracefully. They say you got 6 minutes on that Jack Word is Born song from Nas. But really it's like 2 weeks, 14 days, and he's out of here. So it's just like, damn. We just keep seeing case after case. But then that shit varies depending on who it is and the circumstances. And we still be kind of left with the question of what really is harassment? Like, you know what I mean? Like, some of the stuff he was saying, I was like, damn, I recall some of these things, you know what I mean, in the office, women and men doing some of these things he was saying. Maybe not to the extent, you know what I mean, but, you know, kissing in the face and all that. We don't really like all that anyway, you know what I mean? Like, but you're black. We don't want people coming and kissing our faces, you know what I mean, putting both of your hands on our faces, like Home Alone, you standing there like this. Like, nah, just shake my hand, make sure it's a firm shake, say what's up, POPAVIST, and then break. But that's really Ice Cube line. But nah, I'm being funny, but I'm not. Like, certain barriers you really don't want crossed. So you want your space, you know what I mean? As an individual, when you in the workspace, when you in public places. But it's just funny to see, like, when the lawyer was going, she had the selfies of the women. And again, you still walk away thinking like, damn, what constitutes, because you don't want to be, you know what I mean, in the wrong sandbox dealing with that bubblegum shit. Like, damn it, man. But we also in the end game, because, you know what I mean, a couple days ago, I think now, excuse the little water and all that, just got caught in the rain a little bit, you know what I mean, it's raining. Oh, it's drizzling now. The lady in Brooklyn, Delia Johnson, you know what I mean, Delia Johnson. video I seen, crazy shit, crazy. You know what I mean? Like, rest in peace to her. Condolences to her family and her loved ones, because she just was paying respects to somebody at a funeral, obviously to a loved one or somebody she know or was close with. Anytime you go to a funeral, is to pay your respects or to show support to the person, you know, that passed their loved one, you know what I mean, to show them strength, let them have a shoulder to lean on, you know what I mean, and in tough times. So her, apparently, and the woman, and I forget the name, I think I seen it, and it's allegedly, they're gonna catch her. That's a fact. I mean, unless she got a lot of money, it's quiet for her. Like, anybody commit murders, you don't got money to sustain your run of being Noriega. Now we on the run eating, you're gonna get caught. But before we get to that, it's like they knew each other. They both paying respects, and then now here you come. Then also, this is the crazy. This will make the story even more crazy, and that's why I want to know the motive. Like, you know what I mean? What will make you throw your own life away by taking a life? What was so serious that you just did it? Not only the casuality of it, like, you know what I mean? She just walked up nonchalant, like this shit is going to Dunkin' Donuts, and I don't mean to be funny, but we seen the video. But the brashness of it, like, you got to drive to the scene. You got to get dressed. And she had the pocketbook. Like, this shit ain't no movie. And once the lights go off, yeah, you know the X line, you ain't going to come back on. You not that strong. You knew it was wrong, but you asked for it, baby. Like, you asked for this shit. And, you know, as a person, you know, that been around people that committed murder, you know what I mean? Once they got caught, sent up top, you know what I mean? On a few of the times I had to pass through, told y'all I'm not an angel. You know what I mean? Been through a few times. Been around a lot of crazy people. I was on the same gallery as the son of fucking Sam. Like Sullivan, like, you know what I mean? One of the only kids in the fucking joint. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what am I doing here with the fucking son of Sam? This nigga Nas rhyming about. Like, on the Illmatic album, I go from listening and learning about who the son of Sam is to being on the same gallery. That's side note. Like, what? Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying I talk with him, but I did talk with people that committed murder. You know what I'm saying? More than one. The point is to get dressed, to gotta go do this shit while you driving, you playing the shit out. It's definitely cold, calculated, cold, hard murder. You know what I mean? And I'm just wondering, like, you slept in this lady house, like, according to the story, you know, that I read. You know what I mean? When she knew them, you sleeping on the couch, they took you in. They gave you a place to rest your head, and, you know, whether it was big or not, small, they took you in. So I just want to hear why. And even, you know, it's just mind-boggling of, again, why you just would throw your life away. And you're not even trying to get away, because you ain't wearing no mask. You, like, pull up in the car, put the blankets on, come out, pop up 2 times, you know what I mean? 1 in the leg, like, just for some GP. I don't even, you know, you never really know, but it's just like, damn it, man. And that leads me to, yeah, you see the thumbnail. We're going to talk about it real quick. You know what I mean? Again, rest in peace, you know what I mean, to the Johnson family. And, you know, may they have, you know, prayers and positive energy around them in the time of, you know, loss and grieving, because this is hard to take, like any murder. And we're going to transition, you know what I mean? Talk about how people, when they know you, still kill you, because that's the real life. Well, you see the thumbnail, you see, yeah, we're going to talk about raising Kanan. I mean, a little late, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Been doing a lot of other shit. Go see the other videos I did. The summertime, got my little guest appearance with my boy, famous AAA. That's his hats, by the way. But you're black, so support black, you know what I mean? All that yelling, hollering, don't be supporting. Go support, they fly, you know what I mean? Fly shit only. You know what I mean? And, the other video, you know what I mean, with Mrs. JP, check the temperature out in the BX with them, same night the Locks was going in on Dipset. But anyway, this episode of Raising Kanan from the Power Universe definitely it's probably like the best by far, because now we got a little more background in the characters and things is unfolding. And right off the rip, you see Unique, you know what I mean, and his peoples chasing down homie, and I can't think of his name right now, but he was the brother smoking crack. He is the brother that actually peeped game, like, oh, nah, this is a bust. Get up out of here. He still was considered the one who you know, hit niggas on the bat line and told the police, even though we know in the back office, that was, that was Ra. You know what I mean? Like, that was her doing. And that was the police working with her. They both working with the police. That's why, just real quick, when you flash forward to another scene where Unique is talking to the people, and he like, yo, it was one of the dudes is like, yo, it was the dirty cop. And he grabbed him up and he like, nah, nigga, I never trusted that cop. And I don't trust none of you niggas. All y'all niggas is suspect. Like, he letting them know. And anything, you know what I mean? And all of y'all in here could get the same thing that happened to homie, who I can't think of his name. But fast forward, rewind back to the opening, you know what I mean? So right before they kill him, he telling them like, yo, you know what I mean? You hear 50 Cent narrating or Kane, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they got their joints sucked together on the roof. Nas rap about that. A lot of people go on the roof for some reason, have their little escapades, you know what I mean? People from my era, holler back. Yeah, that part, you know what I mean? You was nasty in the elevators. But anyway, he like, yo, they got their joint doing. They know they go back like car seats. Nonetheless, Neek, though he snaked him, he was betting on Neek wouldn't kill him, you know what I mean? Or whatever the case, even though he was getting high. But we know, again, that that's not his doing. But he like, yo, this shit break me up because you my heart. Like, even though you may know a nigga. Like, again, we know people that kill their own flesh and blood. Like, look they brother in your eye. Like, look at brother in the eye. Like, we supposed to be brothers. Like, New Jack City, we supposed to be brothers. C and B, man. We all we got. Bop! Kill you and just leave you for dead. Like, and that's dramatizing, being dramatic. But we know that that's the case. Nigga, dead ass kill their own brother. We've seen that plenty of times. Like the situation that just happened in Brooklyn. So he killed this man, and he not even a scapegoat unless, power writers, they may swing on the bat line like, nah, he really was. What if they do that? But I don't think so. I think it was Ra. She set them up. They playing ghetto games, and this the shit that goes on in the hood. All right, so real quick side note, this is like one of the brief joints. So Famous, you know what I mean? Not my guy Famous with the Carrie Bartel hats. In the summertime, let him breathe. Too much heat. Summertime. That video, fire. Go check that video. And the song is dope. The other Famous from the, from the Star series. So he in the booth spitting some rhymes, and it's really not sounding fire. But, while he's spitting, you see the engineer, and I forget his name. He in there, you know what I mean? Like engineers be doing, like the Yes Men niggas be doing when that bullshit be coming out the stereo. But instead of him being a yes man, he like, you know what I mean? Yo, it's all right. You know what I mean? That last bar with the body and all that shit is all right. Rest of that shit is kind of trash. Like sprinkled Dirtington on it. Like, yeah, that's L, moist dessert, and it's trash. Garbage. El Gabito. Get it out of here. He like, you might could get some help with your rhymes. And I like that they showed that he ain't just like, yeah, you know what I mean? And then through the back door, he want to, get with his sister. You know what I'm saying? And she with Lulu, who actually passes by or was on his way, comes in, see what's going on. Like, yo, let me talk to you outside real quick. Like, yo, ada, what's the word? She like, yeah, I told you you could do, you could be the greatest. Like, you know what I mean, if you want, but I'm not waiting for you. I dig that part. But he like, yo, I see you, nigga want the bone. Obviously, he like, yo, I could get him in, maybe, kind of, sort of. You know what I mean? This is just the engineer nigga. He like, but we might gonna be working real close together. Like, you know what I mean? He giving her the side eye, like, yeah, give me a chance and I'm taking them buns. Like, yeah, taking that. Even though I know you were homie. So, speaking of buns, let's get to Marv. Let's get to Uncle Marv real quick. Cause he did some boneheaded stuff in this episode. You know what I mean? Like, first they show up getting some buns, you know what I mean, from the white joint. It only was really a matter of time that he was going to be, you know what I mean, booty clapping sounds, you know what I mean? And you could tell he was leading up to it. He was playing a long game. He probably could have got before, but you know what I mean? You could see outside the club and little stuff he was doing like, yeah, I'm going to take Shorty down, you know what I mean, and woo, and keep it moving. So after they do, you know what I mean, this is the first time I believe they showed them, boning. She tries to cuddle and he just went off on her like, yo, me and you different. White, black, bitch, nigga, hood, and from somewhere else, you know what I mean? Then he realized she ain't feed the dog. He like, I'm taking the dog with me. She like, yo, but you gave me the dog. He like, yeah, I just gave you this dick, but you think I'm gonna leave that with you too? Or you want me to leave? And that shit was wild funny. You know what I mean? Now that we got the funny shit out the way. Seems like he always the one that runs into Kanan. Again, in the other video, I'm like, yeah, they connection is, Lulu kind of shoulder and he kind of like really rock with him. But anyway, he sees him and, homie from the trap house that told him not to go outside when he went to go talk to Divana, you know what I mean? The shorty with the baby. the Buck 20, his ex-girl, you know what I mean? He takes him to the house, like, yo, homie can't make it, come with me, we got to do work there. So you drives up with the red, you know what I mean? You got the Benz and all that, like, to me, this is bugged out. Now, I get the brashness of it. It's back in the days, and niggas move like this. That's why it's a whole show called Dumb Criminals and Criminals That Do Dumb Shit. You know what I mean? Like, no space. You know what's in the house. You know you can't be back and forth. Like, you just so nonchalant with it. Like, yeah, we're going to take a couple of trips with drugs and money. You know what I mean? Like, we own the streets. We are the streets, the locks. Like, yeah, we own this shit. Nah, my nigga. Then you leaving the 15-year-old like, bro, you're bugging. Like, you know his moms don't want him there, but not only do she don't want him there, and that was a good move or intuition, if you will, but it's like he can't be ready for that action. Seeing that joint, I remember the first time I walked into a robbery, just coming from school, you know what I mean, like a normal teenager, you know what I mean, a normal kid, probably about like 12 or 13, walking in the building, and they jokes in the building, like, you know what I mean, my building was notorious for doing what they do, you know what I mean, the people that occupied the neighborhood, you know what I mean, and like walking, like, oh shit, my first one, I was scared to death. Now they booking them, taking them all the crack vows and all this shit, and this is around the same time, so it's nothing to play with. Like, yeah, the 90s is nothing to play with. And it happened a few more times, but then you just get immune to that shit. That's why I be serious when I be like, when you put the beat on, yeah, it don't shock and amaze me. But anyway, he's not equipped for what's about to happen. Then you know, when you see what he took, he like, yeah, I'll be back in 20 minutes. This nigga took like 3 boxes. It's like 14, 15 boxes in there. Like, bro, there's nobody riding with you. Put some shit in the trunk, the back seat, the front seat. Like, what's really good? Like, why not get the U-Haul? Why not get a moving truck? Why not get a store bodega truck or something like that? Now, I got the money because look what happened. Like, they laying in the cut. And I know what it's like to lay in the cut. Just to be sitting around, you know what I mean, in certain areas where you think people might be, you know what I mean, that you have interest. And then, lo and behold, you like, oh, shit. Remember them niggas from the other jail? Like, yeah, talking all that shit from the other jail? Let's take them on a straight rough ride. And I'm being funny about that part. I'm being funny. Nah, but I do know what it's like, the lamp in the car. You know what I mean? And so anyway, they peep game, and they book him. You know what I mean? Now, he came and tried to save the day. Why are you driving into the back of the car? Like, bro, just get out. You know what I mean? You shooting through the window. You can't even drive the car now. It's just like, you know what I mean? They don't even say how they got him home, take his shirt off, and then obviously, you know what I mean, while they playing that Scarface, oh, that shit hit hard at the end. Like, anybody that's a Scarface fan, a Ghetto Boys fan, like, oh yeah, sports, hip-hop, interviews, Popavisms 101. If you new, good looking, you still here, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button so you can get notified. This is what we do every day, you know what I mean? But when they started playing that Born Killer shit, I used to rock that, you know what I mean? So that kind of hit hard when you see, you know what I mean, Rob finding, the shirt with the blood on it and all that. And then also was a nice little surprise because I even forgot, even though he always talking about construction and architectural shit, when he walk in, you're like, oh shit, this nigga's a teacher. You know what I mean? That symphony that is, you know what I mean? Obviously, he photobombed the dinner, and side note, that spaghetti was looking fire. Like, as a person that do a little something in the kitchen, like in the kitchen, wrist twisting like a stir fry. Yeah, I do a little something. The spaghetti was looking mwah, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, Gallinati, like that type of vibe. But real quick with Jukebox, because you know we know what happened. Like I said, we both know the fit. You know, we Kanan and her story, and we trying to see all of the moving parts on the journey. Well, you see, when she, you know, they boosting, they taking polo shit, they reselling it, they doing what they do. When she on the bat line, like, yeah, I need y'all to come out. Her premise is she want to get the money up for the studio time, who's also, I forgot to mention, she a little jealous at Famous that his sister is making moves, like, to get him in. And her uncle is even, you know, in a better position. She know who her uncle is. Like, damn, why you can't help me? I'm not even asking for no handout. I'm grinding, saving my own money, but if you could plug the situation, then L, plug the situation. Anyway, they show her on the phone, desperate, and she go do the shit on her own, you know what I mean? Get away, but not get away, because homie that got his face bashed in, he recognized her like, oh, I know you, know what I mean? I'm going to let you live, because you stopped your man from bashing my whole face in. But next time, I'm gonna book you for this. So it shows, you know, when you do a little good, you know, good come back to you sometimes. That karma be a motherfucker. Sometimes it be instant. Sometimes it be people that's around you and not even you when you out there doing that fuck shit and, you know, being down with the fuck shit, wallowing in the fuck shit, encouraging the fuck shit. Oh, yeah, you in the back rooting for the fuck shit. We know, like, yeah, that time. You know what I mean? But also, you know what I mean? It just shows that she really got a little talent, or she trying, you know what I mean? And, you know, she just like, damn, I'm out here busting my ass, busting funky dope moves just to try to save up. And just like that, it's not what you know. Sometimes it's who you know and who can slide you in that back door. You know what it is. You was now tuned in. POPAVIST TV. That's my show. We live, we rolling, we unscripted. So sometimes we might do a little ditty around the topics or venture off. We authentic because our integrity is intact. That feeling back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.